Talking me to act like a motherfucking psychopath. Look at what you caused, now you witnessing the aftermath. Can't nobody save you from the demons that's inside my mind. Bodies that I pulverize, flesh that I tenderize. Murderer, so why would you really wanna fuck with me? Stomping to the ground, now the children of the concrete. Me and Curse in the hearse, riding round, causing hell. Molotov cocktails thrown in the stairwell. Damn, I love to drop the bomb when I hit the blunt. Eyes red as fuck, like I got the fucking shower gun. Inhale that dank and exhale that stress. So yes, I feel the potent shit inside my chest, and now I'm creeping after midnight. Them suckers are in danger. The Uzi clip will have them doing flips like a Power Ranger. Damn, you acrobatic, don't kick no static before I have to squeeze on the fully automatic.
Test your might.
The murderer with the fucking mask on the simple task. Bout to blast on you buses, ain't bout to last. I'm moving fast through the cut. Niggas don't know what's up with the pump on the wheel. Motherfuckers better run. Strolling with my nigga Dreddy Blanks, rolling in some fucking tanks. Niggas losing ranks, homiciding when I'm robbing banks. The sticky stanks, I'm cruising low. I'm moving slow with the deadly flow. On the move, making dough, acting like you fucking know, but never put in work. Talking too much shit, gonna get murked when I leave you dead inside some dirt. Give me some of that red rum, and you bitches acting like you fucking dumb. Chewing on some fucking gum, running from my shotgun, bout to have some fucking fun. When I see you run to the flow, when the hover point shooting, busted through the
It's a bright nether night, terror's weighing heavy. Fill my mind with Armageddon. On the news they say get ready. Fear manga on the dollars, now they cashing on the paint. All you have to do is follow rules and you will be okay. I'm in a ghost town, a lockdown on the masses. Let the panic settle in before you're lost within the madness. No moral bound, the underground is where I'm headed. Keep a distance at all times, just in case you've been infected from a virus with no home. Came from nothing, now it's grown. Filtered all throughout the world with no cure to help the prone. Just a lost cause. I'm seeing sadness in the stars. Everybody has opinions, but not one is getting far. Hope the prayers start to show. Hope the money starts to flow. Will you lend a helping hand, or will you just hide alone? These are things that come to mind when pandemics start to break, putting pressure on the nations as the people start to wake. From a virus with no home, came from nothing, now it's grown. Filtered all throughout the world with no cure to help the prone. From a virus with no home, from a virus with no home, came from nothing, now it's grown. Filtered all throughout the world. From a virus with no home, came from nothing, now it's grown. Filtered all throughout the world with no cure to help the prone. From a virus with no home, from a virus with no home, came from nothing, now it's grown. Filtered all throughout the world, just a lost cause. I'm seeing sadness in the stars. Everybody has opinions, but not one is getting far. From a virus with no home, from a virus with no home, came from nothing, now
What is up, pimps? It's your boy Cree. How's everybody doing tonight? We wanted to add a new episode with all these new, fresh faces, and I'm guessing somebody else did too. Let's talk about it. Hey.
Hey,
What's up, G-Dog?
what's up? How are you?
I'm fine. It's cold as shit now, so...
Yeah, I hate it. What's the temp there?
I couldn't even tell you, but cold as hell.
I'm like horribly depressed, but I think it's vitamin D.
Well, it was like cold for a little bit, then it got hot for a little bit, now it's cold again, so...
Yeah,
surprise,
it was
surprise.
like in the 50s, and I was like fantasizing about being in like California, and I'm like, this is what it's going to be like.
Oh, you've been there before?
Oh, yeah.
Cali, baby. Anyway, what did you think about everything since last night's episode?
It's interesting, especially with his, what he just recently posted about the starting a window washing business.
Oh, yeah, the window washing business.
You know, and somebody said they made a really good point, and that was that Jehovah's Witnesses, the uneducated ones, because they're not allowed to go to college, they often start window washing businesses. So is he trying to be a Jehovah's Witness, or is he trying to take, customers away from them? So this might be a secular issue at this point.
I don't know. I figured maybe he heard it from somewhere and wanted to get on board with that. Now, guys, it was a very interesting thing that happened. Normally, when we cover Mars, he's in full swing, getting online, doing his rebuttals, all that stuff, right? Well, last night was a pretty explosive episode. We had, at one point, 72 people watching.
Amazing.
Probably thanks to the lovely Sharon. You know, her people came over and watched her, which is totally cool. But Mars did not mention one peep about any of this yesterday.
Yeah, that's weird. He's usually all up on that. You know, maybe it's because we didn't make fun of him this time.
Well, he, has been talking about this supposed interview with Sharon. That wasn't even an interview with her. She stopped by and helped out with one of my videos,
Yeah.
And, it was just that. But it's like, now that has happened, he clammed up about it and just doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't want to put in his 2 cents.
I think it was a really good show. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad that we cleared some stuff up, and I really like Sharon. Like, I think she's great, and I have to be honest, I think Mark's got in my head a little bit, and I had some preconceived notions about her, but I'm really glad that we got to chat and just hang out. It was really great.
Yeah, for days he had been painting her in the wrong light, totally. Like, it's just not cool, Mars, not cool at all. But one of the things I had noticed is, he did do this, though. He changed his channel to, it was Mars versus Sharon or something, or...
Yeah, Sharon v. the enemy.
Yeah. I guess I seen the V and was thinking versus,
Yeah.
kind of like when two hip-hop bodies collide, and it's like a, I don't know, rap thing. But nonetheless, that was crazy. And then he changed it to, Mars. But then now it's back to Mars World. It sounds to me like he's been wrestling in his head now that he's got these new subs and his name's starting to get bigger, that he has to have his identity on point, definitely, so that nobody gets confused. But he can't choose an
identity at this point. It's just like him. It's just his username. It's like symbolic of himself, of consistently changing, all of that, yeah.
Well, it seems like overnight he just turned into this really busy workaholic. Of course, there was the promises of videos and the promises of Patreons. He keeps changing the amount of dollars. I don't know why. What is it now? Was it 100? And then what was it that people get a shirtless picture for women and homosexuals? Is that what he said? Oh my God, I hope not.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Well, for a time back then, he was doing $20 tiers, and then it was hey, I'll make a video for $20, whatever you want to talk about. and then it
But he
went to
didn't
like
do it.
$10. Yeah, I didn't do it, and then it was like it went down to $5, and then 10 again. Now it's back down to $5, or maybe I mixed it up. I don't know, but it's at $5 now, definitely. What is your $5 going to matter at this point? You know,
And that's a good price. Like $5 is
Yeah.
a realistic price.
it's more affordable than 10 either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, last night was such a good episode for me that I liked. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's
That
great.
we have to cover this new version of him, Mars 2.0.
Yep.
What better way than to start with some of his new videos? Now he said I mashed out 3 videos. You know, that was after I had said something about a third video in my remark earlier yesterday. But
I wanted to make one comment. That Delta 8 lean, I thought it was kind of weird that at the bottom he mentioned DJ Screw. Didn't DJ Screw die from like opioid addiction?
yeah, I think that stuff causes you to stop breathing in your sleep or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
But what was that?
That
Why
was
did
real
he-
lean though. The stuff
Why-
he's drinking is probably gas station premixed drink.
It's just really, that's a really terrible marketing. But I just wondered why he referenced that at the bottom. Was it because who did lean? I don't know. It just seemed kind of in poor taste.
Maybe it was more along the lines of I'm doing it like the big dogs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I don't even know where that came from, but somebody else had mentioned in the comments about trying to get off of 2 drugs by going to another or something. I can't remember who commented that, but that's kind of like his habit. He'll be trying to kick one substance and moves right along to another. And I don't understand why you just, like, bro, just go sober. Like, you haven't tried that yet. It's the only thing. But these 2 vids we're about to watch, I guess they were part of his 3 video package that he promised. We're going to cover those because he did a lot of talking in them. He really got in his own head, I feel like, and maybe this gave him the confidence and the courage to move forth with this new identity. Look, he's at 488 subs now.
Yeah, it's great.
Way to go, Mars. All right. I too went up some. I surpassed the 400 mark. Thank
Yay,
you.
it's amazing.
Didn't
Thank
think
you,
I'd
everybody.
ever get to that. Yeah. So I'm happy. He's happy. Let's all rejoice together.
Oh, has his buddy Nick, has he said anything recently? Has he contacted you after last night?
No. Actually, no.
So maybe it was a ploy to get, the attention off of Mars.
Either that or there was some other scheme afoot. Who knows?
Yep.
I guess we can start off with the We Need to Talk because that was the first rollout. I would love to see.
And we can throw that on like 1.5, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
First off, I want to say hey to everybody in the chat and hey to everybody that's watching. Thanks for stopping back by. Let's see. Here we go. Let's start this off. We need to talk. We sure do, buddy. Check the volume. I didn't even finish that one. I was just like,
all right, guys, drinking my Delta 8 lean. Add some magnesium to it. It's actually pretty cool. Delta 8 lean. But anyway, so sorry about not making video. I haven't made videos in like 3 or 4 months. A lot of people ask why the lives get deleted. Those lives, not all the lives, like I've had actual, like if I do a live that stays up, I'm going to do it on my laptop. I have one up where I was doing the call-ins and stuff. Those lives you guys see are when I just get off work and I'm bored as fuck and I just want somebody to talk to. Carlos isn't doing too well right now. Carlos actually has 2 eviction notices. He's going through it. He's depressed. He has.
yeah. So I don't know why he jumped to Carlos because he don't like Carlos. Unless maybe he patched that up over time too.
It's his only friend. You know what I mean? I think, maybe he's still talking to him. Maybe Carlos was dealing with some shit. Who knows? Maybe he apologized. Maybe he did something stupid. I don't know.
Do you think maybe he's doing like a soft rollout of perhaps maybe Carlos is back in the picture again as a friend? Because he said back in the day that they had a lot of, like, their friendship's been really touch and go. Like, and I understand when you got drugs and you got erratic thinking people, relationships are going to be kind of skewed. But why he mentioned Carlos, I don't know. Let's see.
Something
His,
to talk
eviction
about,
notices.
right?
What's up?
It's something to talk about, right?
Yeah, but it's like he briefly mentions him and then keeps it moving. So that's why I was kind of like, that's odd.
He's not working. He's going through some tough times, so he doesn't really want to talk. He's been depressed. So I don't have anyone really to talk to. And so when I get off work, I'll drink a 6-pack sometimes, and I'll just get bored. I just turn the camera on, and I want to talk, and I want to vent and just talk. But a lot of
Finally, he admits it. He just cuts the fucking thing on and starts talking. Why didn't he say this a while back and say, screw y'all's opinions, I just want to vent,
Like, why don't you leave this up? Well, they're nothing. It's just me, like, talking to, like, 5-6 people. Because what sucks is I work second, third shift now. So when I do go live at night, there's, like, 5 people in there. So there's no reason for me to keep it up, the video's up. But I just did a video, Irish Mafia video, Redux, and gonna make this series better. There's a lot of other things they didn't talk about. I'm also gonna go on Partners in Crime podcast, and it's going to be
Now, what is that?
That's the pod. I don't know the dude's fucking name, but he's the Italian guy, and he does the Italian mafia stories. And I think Mars thinks that since he's dealt with the Irish mafia, quote unquote, that he can bring something to the table. And I think he's trying to relate with him a lot, because he did mention that, like, oh, he comes from a family where they speak Italian. I come from a family, and we speak German, because I guess his mom is a German. So,
so this has no relation to the Gunner dude?
Is that the Gunner? Yeah, I think it is Gunner. I think that's what. Okay, so he called it what? The Crime Partners.
All I know is there was like Mob Wednesdays or something. He was on that for like 5 minutes, and
okay, give me 1 second. Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the Partners in Crime podcast, Gunnar Lindblom was on there. So okay. I don't know who runs it or whatever, but maybe it's okay. So Bill Crooks, Zach Griffith, Anne Marie Giuliano, and Brett Sexton. On a historical journey. Okay, so I guess it's like a 4-person thing. Maybe it's their podcast. They don't have very many subs. I don't know.
Because the day he was on that one, he was on that dude's channel, and that segment that he was on was just a call-in segment. It wasn't like a really big hosted event or anything. But I was thinking maybe it was the other guy that was with Gunner in that episode.
I'm not sure.
I don't quite remember who that dude was, but yeah, we'll have to check out this Partners in Crime thing going on.
Can I bring up something somebody said in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
But P69, I like that username. He said, why does he think that his mob stories are so cool? Never does he say anything that describes a mob. And I want to comment on that, because I think that,
it sounds dangerous.
A personality trait. It's something cool that he's done. It's meaningful. And I think on his second video, he talks about being labor trafficked. I think it was something very significant in his life.
Yeah, I thought that was really captivating when he said that that he was kind of he didn't realize when he signed up for that gig where he was doing road work with the gypsies that they were labor trafficking people. But
oh, 100%. That's what it is. I do feel bad that he went through that, because that was something really fucking significant.
Yeah, it's like that whole thing is a tight knit situation going on. So I could see him being an outsider invited to this job, and then he goes and shows up. They treat him like third wheel, and it's like he just kind
they
of
find
he gets shit on.
him.
Yeah. But in the same breath, he did sign up for that. He was looking for an adventurous new job.
No. I understand, but even if he signed up for it, they were exploiting people like that. Nobody deserves that,
Definitely, yeah. But that whole, like, I think him just putting an Irish mob on it totally makes the story transform into something more shocking and entertaining at the same time. Yeah,
you're right, yeah.
But for me, what I got out of it was he just went on this drug tryst, and he went to experience a new lot of drugs. Like I'm sure there was a girl involved to a degree, and because he likes to favor the Tinder apps, and he did. Those dating apps, dating sites, they wasn't around when it first, like, I wasn't hip to them at all.
He was obsessed with Craigslist. Yeah, he went on Craigslist because he wanted to get the fuck out of Indiana, which I don't blame him. But, and he found this, and as he said, like, they sold me a dream. So they, talked something up and manipulated him into, getting on a train or whatever, or a bus and going over there. And, I think he thought it was going to be legitimate and that he was going to make a bunch of money and he would get to travel and meet people, and find women, and it was going to be amazing. And he could probably go from big city to big city, fucking bitches and
yeah. I did feel bad for him though when I heard stuff like that, because he may come off a little dumb, but he's not dumb about things like that. He's had enough jobs to know better what's right, what's wrong. So, but again, he did go sign up for that. He was looking for a job that would get him out of there, and that's how these stories ultimately became where they are now.
Yeah.
Done very, very well. Music in the background. It's going to be like listening to a movie. It's going to be like shortened down to all the interesting points. Very professional.
Yeah, and see, like, why don't he just show us all this production? Like, he would do better as like a not a producer, but what are the people that are like in line before producers?
Directors? No, that's the same thing.
Like a consultant, or no, not a consultant. It's somebody that is in charge of keeping up with the consistencies of what's going on in the show. Like, they pay attention to detail and
an organizer, maybe, just like
this is what he's doing right now, organization, and it sounds good. He needs to write all this down and then just do it.
If he,
don't talk.
He could fucking implement it. That would be amazing. But I don't know if he knows how. I do think he has some potential, though. I do. I agree with you.
Put a link to the Partners in Crime podcast. Please go subscribe.
Here, I'm going to slow this down.
Bill Crooks is a good dude, so check him out. When you're a YouTuber, you fall into these circles. At first, I was fucking with Ryan Leone, and then I started fucking with these other drug spin-off YouTubers. Now I'm fucking with these Italian guys, like Bill Stacks.
Never heard of him.
Partners in Crime, Gun Around Lindblube, these mob dudes. We get along great, like I said in the last video.
Yeah, like he's been knowing the guy for 20 years.
His European roots. Their parents spoke Sicilian, my parents spoke German. So
hold on,
we have a lot of...
Just wait 1 second. Okay, there is a huge difference. I'm sorry, this might be kind of off topic, but there is a huge difference between how the Germans were treated and how Italians were treated, because Italians were treated as second-class citizens. And it is significantly different from this guy's family, who's probably came over here during the time that they were treating Italians aren't white. They're not. Like, they were not white people. Germans, however, were. But anyways, but I think this is different. This is not the same situation, but whatever.
So, are you saying that he's making a relation of his family's ties with that guy's
Yeah, and
to a
it's not
degree.
the same. It is apples and oranges here.
Okay. I didn't know why he brought that up because, again, he could be writing the stuff down and making footnotes out of it or something,
Yeah.
Common, and then not to mention Irish Mafia associate. Gunner was an Italian mob associate. So we get along, and I really like these guys, and I would love to buy some merch from Gunner's store. It's fucking
Here we
badass, dude.
Oh, we know.
Gunner out in Lindblom has some badass merch, dude. It's just awesome. But dude, I might want to put in an order next week for something like that. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get something up for you guys tonight because people have been begging for content.
Yeah.
And I have been posting too because I've had a change in schedule. When I started doing YouTube, I would do construction 5 days a week. I would
we hear about that
when I get home Friday, pass out. Saturday I would have to clean my house, force myself, be exhausted, and then Saturday night I would try to do a couple videos, and then Sunday I had to get ready for Monday. So I was busy doing construction. Now I got more time. I just need to schedule it properly because I work for myself now. I started a window cleaning company. I'm making the same amount of money I would be like with a really good job. However, I work for myself and I work half the time I would at a regular job. So I'm doing good on money again. So there's no reason for me not to do YouTube. I just need to schedule my schedule.
Well, let me pause for a second. The window cleaning gig, he talked about how
that came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, it was like he somehow signed up for the gig somewhere and worked with somebody for like maybe.
You can't do that in 2 seconds. Like you can't. You need to find customers and work at that, and it's going to start out really slowly.
Well, he claims that he had got on with somebody, learned the business, and then quit and turned ass. And
the first time we've heard about this.
Yeah, like there's no way, dude, with your schedule that you would have just come out of nowhere, got another job, not said anything about it then, and then go back and like. But who knows? Maybe it's all a front.
That he has. I think it's a fucking idea, and he's trying to implement what he did before, and it's just to get people to quit calling him lazy and stupid, I guess.
Well, he had a job. Nothing was wrong with it. Whether he's delivering or taxiing people around. It's still, I don't know why the comparison, because he says he makes the same amount of money regardless. So we're not shooting you down over cleaning windows, Mars. It's just I'm shooting you down over, is this a lie or not?
Or when did this happen? Or is it just an idea? Yeah. Which if he wants to do a window business, that's fucking amazing. You can make really good money. Working for yourself is great. Like that's amazing. But whether it's actually happening, that's the problem.
Yeah. More details to come, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thinking about working from... It sucks because, like, it's kind of hard to do because, like, I got to take my girlfriend to work because her car's down right now. So I wake up around, like, 2:30 p.m., which feels like 6 a.m. Like, I'm really tired when I wake up because I go to bed late because of my schedule. I have to take her to work. She goes to work by like 3:30. And then I got to go home, shower. I got to go to work. And then I got to pick her up at 1 in the morning.
Wait.
Which normally I wish.
What's up?
Okay, is he working? If he's working second, third shift, why is the 1 a.m. such a problem? And why is he then going home and showering and going to work? What is he talking about? Because that is not second shift. And if he were working second shift, he would be awake and ready to go at 1. And why is he sleeping? So he's sleeping through second shift? What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm already lost. Like, I don't even know. Like, maybe him throwing these numbers out is a good way to like, hide it or something. I don't know. Okay, either way, it's not letting us know anything about, details, so...
I had her own car because then I could go to bed at like 11, 12, wake up around 10, 11, do my thing, come home around like 7, 8, and then do YouTube. But I'm going to structure my schedule now to where I will have Tuesday and Wednesday, start next week, Tuesday and Wednesday off every week. Those 2 days, I'm going to do 2 videos a day, Tuesday and Wednesday. Edit them, upload them throughout the week. If I choose to do the Patreon, they'll be on Patreon first. Drop 2 videos a week on YouTube. Just be a $5 tier. That's it. That's mostly just to weed out the haters, but there will also be daily vlogs. Not daily vlogs, but life vlogs, me complaining about life, sensitive information, talking about my job, things I can't talk about on YouTube anymore because I got so many haters. People call the cops on me. A lot of the times I don't like going outside.
Oh, my favorite part's coming up. Oh, my God.
Stalkers, stuff like that. It's hard,
Jesus,
you know.
Always the victim.
Mark's World, the channel, it carries a lot of weight. I've been on a lot of big shows. Been on Ryan Leone's show. I got a Reddit forum about me. A Reddit hate forum about me.
It's not a fucking hate
Ryan
forum.
Leone.
It is.
He wanted it.
Worked for him.
He wanted that Reddit. It's like he secretly begged for it because there was one about Ryan.
It's not a hate forum. Okay, so I just want to say one thing. Okay, there are tons of forums about people, and including King Cobra. Everybody, fucking all of the people who hate on him love him, right? We always have his fucking back, and it's not a hate forum. It's for documentation. It's like what we're doing now. We're taking his videos and we're documenting things, adding commentary, talking about it, creating social discourse. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a hate forum.
I like it because it's kind of like an in-between, because you have the real world where it's behind the camera, like nobody sees that business, and then you've got YouTube, which is the front page, and then it's like, but these Reddits and stuff like that are communities and places that people can go to on the downtime and trade information, photos. We get to see, like, my favorite thing that I like to see is like if I have a favorite YouTuber or something, and I'm so used to watching their videos, that's all I know of them, right? Well, if they tend to have like an Instagram or something, I like to stop by and see the photos they post, because it lets me see them and their downtime outside of the YouTube, you know? It's just something there extra, that's all.
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of big things, so don't let the subscriber count fool you, but
yeah.
I carry a lot of weight, trust me. And
I carry a
these
lot
mob
of weight.
dudes,
Sorry, I shouldn't
got
say that.
links,
That's right. I can't mock.
not like YouTube mob guys, but been fucking with them, so things gotta get bigger. Gonna start editing the videos, not editing them tonight because I just want to get something up, because I don't want you guys to think I'm dead. You're not gonna see the little live videos anymore. Well, I'll do a live after.
Like, he just, like, literally, he went up 100 subs in the last 2 days, 3 days, and everything before that was a 5-minute video in the afternoon. It got deleted or privated. He would have these rants at 5 a.m. while he's getting fucked up, so there's that. Those two were also deleted, and so where's all this traffic of videos you've been making or, you know, dude, missing out on?
I would still edit his shit for free. I've been saying this for months. I will edit his shit for fucking free. Okay, but he doesn't want to fucking...
That's what he wants. That's what he secretly wants.
I've offered it. I tell him all the time, send me a video. Half of the times that I was like, quote unquote, contacting him 50 times a day, like I was like legitimately saying like, hey, send me the video. Just pick a video. Pick one of the videos on your channel and I will edit it for you, and then you can upload it and it'll look better. What do you want me to do? He never chose. He never sent me anything.
Yeah. There was some situations where it mattered during correspondence if he responded to me or not, and he would shoot out these texts to me, and then here I am relaying the information back to him, and then like hours would go by, no response, and then days, no response. I'm thinking, okay, well maybe he's not on board with that idea, and then it was like, oh, he'd hit me back, but I'd be dead ass asleep in the bed.
Yeah, man.
It'd be 6 a.m. and it would be once again a whole list of messages back to back, exactly 9 of them, And then by then, it's like he's passed out for the morning because he stayed up all night getting fucked up, you know? So it was weird getting any kind of correspondence out of him because traditionally, if someone texts you, you text them back, and then so on and so on. That's how it works. Not in his world.
This, just to celebrate that I got some videos up. But you're not going to see the lives all the time now. I was just doing that in between, get bored, try to talk to people that are set up to me. But we're going back to the videos. We're going back to the old Mars world where it's videos every week.
Good.
So that, I don't know. I'm going to try to do 5 or 6 videos a week. I swear, starting today, when you see this video, starting this day. So back to the videos. I was getting 100, 125 subscribers a month when I was posting regularly. Now since I stopped posting for the past 3 months, and the lives don't count. I don't put tags in the lives. Nobody cares about live videos. The live videos don't really get you subscribers.
Well,
Unless you put like tags in them and stuff, and you do them frequently. But I usually delete them because if I upload a video, it needs to be a piece, a story, an art form, like a piece. I don't want some live video of me talking to like some dude in like South Carolina or whatever for like 20 minutes.
yeah, it's like he hasn't been making these videos, though. He did one video like a week ago, and that was the first time that he had recorded anything in months. So in his head, he's been posting videos left and right, but we haven't seen any of these. And all of them were not edited at all.
It's just me to vent and talk. That's it. And then I delete them.
Okay.
They're not vlogs. They're just, fuck it. I'll turn the camera on. I'm bored. I'm drinking a 6-pack, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is a vlog. This will be up. This will stay up. So, yeah, guys, I got a lot of great content coming.
Damn, boy, spit it out.
I had 3 union jobs. 3 of the best career jobs I ever had. I got brutally fired from all 3 of them.
Well, what
And when I
did
mean
he-
Brutally?
I got fired,
What
all
did he
3 of
fucking
them
do?
ended.
What? Like, how do you get brutally fired? Like,
Okay, so he said people were screaming at him and he was humiliated, but it's like, dude, did you not take safety seriously? Like, clearly you did something that was so fucking bad that a union said we can't have you.
well, what union work was it? I mean,
I know that at one of them he was recording the safety thing. It was like some sort of safety thing, and he said that he got fired that day for recording, and he was like clearly acting like he didn't give a fuck.
you know, now that you mention it, I think there was in his stories he mentioned that he was working at some pencil factory or something, and they were treating him like shit and whatnot, but he wasn't feeling it and he jet. And then he got another job. I think all these were through temp services, though, or something. Maybe these temp services were leading him on to these union jobs or other ones, but he said it was embarrassing to him because the one place he quit, he ended up going back, and the temp agency gave him another job lined up, and he inadvertently got scheduled the same people that he quit on at the previous job. I was like, man, that had to be awkward.
In an ass chewing, like so bad that I'm surprised. Like I even like they smoked my boots, dude. Like, oh, dude, the second one, the guy was just screaming at me in front of everybody on the big construction site. Everybody was looking, like everybody was dead silent. It was like summertime. They all had their sunglasses on, and people were just like
You can
watching,
see
like,
their
in
eyeballs.
silence, like. And then yeah, dude, this guy just went off on me. And then this black dude stepped in, dude, and he's like, hey, man, leave the kid alone. Because I was like 19. And he's trying to defend me because, you know, yeah, I'm dumb as hell. I'm 19. But I was really trying to do my job. I just didn't know any better, you know? We were doing concrete work. This is before I got into concrete work like I do now, since I moved to North Dakota. The black dude's like, hey, man, leave him alone. And the guy says, fuck you, you fucking N-word,
Damn.
you're fired. You're fired.
So both of them?
Get out of here too. He said that to that guy. It's crazy, dude. This guy was this office rocker. And then I got a job at the Laborers Union in Indianapolis. They fired me. Guy was talking to me like I was a piece of shit and blah, 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 blah. And then I got fired from Kroger, which is a grocery store. It's a grocery store. It's a unionized grocery store.
Yeah, Kroger's union.
I don't like the union anymore. Like, it pays higher. They got the benefits, all that, but they care more about safety. And I don't know, just, I've never worked well at union, but I've always been a great worker at
because you
non-union
don't
companies.
take safety seriously.
What good is the Kroger union when at this time you were getting $7.25 an hour, the Indiana minimum wage? They say they protect you. Well, they didn't protect me from getting fired. The reason I got fired was not my fault. I will explain why. I'm not going to explain why now. It'll take too long. It's just a vlog. I will explain why. I was like 16, 17. They fucking fired me. What good is the union? They didn't help me not get fired. They only pay you $7.25. Like, at least the construction unions, they get their guys higher wages. Well, this fucking Kroger union, $7.20 minimum wage. So, and you had to pay them. You had to pay them with your paycheck. You had to pay the union with your paycheck. It's bullshit.
What does that mean? Pay them with your paycheck?
Okay, so with unions, when you're in a union, they're going to take out your union dues. So you're paying the union. You're basically paying for your health insurance, and you're paying for lawyers with the union. You're paying for a union representative and people who represent you. So that's why I'm so confused here, because like he had to have done something insane to get fired. Like, you can literally go in there and do whatever the fuck you want. There, you could literally sit around not working all day, and you would still keep your job. Like, so he had to do something outrageous.
Do you think there was anything drug related that he was dealing with,
or he didn't take safety things seriously, or he just did what he wanted, like refusing to wear a hard hat or something because it messes his hair up.
Oh man, that'd be.
And they only give you $7.25. You might as well work at Walmart. Walmart paid like $9 an hour, and they treated you better over there. So the whole union thing's a joke. Am I a Republican? Am I a Democrat? I try to keep this show non-religious.
I'd like to make a point after this.
I really do. I try to keep it non-religious.
Non-religious, eh?
Non-religious. Non-political. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get that editing.
Oh, yeah, you need that fucking software, bro.
I want to, like, as soon as oh my God, it's almost 5 in the morning already. Oh.
Look, this reminds me of that one video I did the blooper reel when he does like zany shit like that with the whole I didn't know I said that kind of thing. I don't know if that was like by accident and he just did like a quick save or what, but that was cool.
Fuck, dude, when I was driving, oh my God, I was driving a cab. When I was driving my cab, dude, I told you guys earlier, I swerved in a snow dune. Tow truck had to come and get me. I fucking just picked up one person from Amazon. It took me like an hour to get him home.
Oh my God.
And then I got home, checked some stuff on my phone, whatever. And then I was like, all right, it's 3 in the morning. I got to get this video done. If I just get these 2 videos done, I'll be proud of myself. At least I got something up, Might not be the best content.
Did you hear that?
Let me get something up for you guys.
He said recently when he was driving his cab, so whenever he was working for the cab company, like in the past 3 weeks, he drove into a fucking snow dune.
He had a company vehicle?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh wow. I didn't even know he had that job. Like, he's done changed jobs supposedly like so much in the last 2 months. I don't even know what he was really doing, but yeah, he probably backed into like an embankment or something. You know how they clear the roads and usually there's a big wad of snow on the sides. Maybe he got hung up on a hill or something, like a little.
I've never had that fucking problem, but anyways.
Ugh.
fucking miss you guys. And I just want you guys to know I'm not dead. I don't want to do these shitty live videos.
He's talking as if he's had this personal relationship with, like, what the fuck?
Anymore. I want to do content pieces. But anyway,
this is not him. The real Mars is dead and been cloned.
A Republican on, and some things I'm a Democrat on. Like, I believe like weed should be illegal, stuff like that. However, like if you go to Moorhead, Minnesota, which is a liberal state, like the roads are all shitty. There's no, like, you can't see the lines in the road. The roads are all shitty. There's potholes. You get pulled over for having the windows rolled down. That's an exaggeration. You get pulled over for stupid shit. Like when I got pulled over because
you were
I got a notification
and messing around on your fucking cell phone. It's a crime.
I had the Google Maps on, and I hit start. Like it was on the dash. I just hit start. You
told the cop
and the map started.
Yeah, we have it on video, Mars. Let me go back a little bit. Oh what do you say? Hold on.
Over because I got a notification on my phone because I had the Google Maps on, and I hit start. Like it was on the dash. I just hit start, and the map started.
No, I think what it was he told the cop that because he was doing Grubhub or Uber Eats or something, and he was like trying to situate the phone. He had an order come through, and then, but in reality, she's seen him on YouTube. He was, I think, trying to comment on my video because I was live that night, and she busted him red-handed. Now that was slick. He did try to use the excuse of, I'm using the online app for delivery, but she wasn't dumb. She's seen enough of it, and I think she had followed him, like seen him on the phone, tailed him. He probably kind of forgot she was back there, because when you're in the heat of the moment and you're texting and driving, like I'm guilty of it too. Because my job is phone based too, and just shit happens.
And I got pulled over for that. She was just looking for a reason to pull me over, and then boom, gives me a $281 ticket for my license being suspended, which it wasn't even really suspended because I did send proof of insurance when I got in a car accident a year before to the Fargo police department. Or the Fargo DMV, but they're like, oh no, the Bismarck DMV says that you didn't show anything to them. It's like, well, you told me to show it to Fargo, so it's bullshit. I could have went to court and fought it, but then it would have just took more time. It's just easier to pay it. I mean, usually, everybody takes a plea deal, whatever. It's just easier to pay. It's bullshit. But in North Dakota, the roads are all nice. The police are way nicer. They don't pull you over for anything. And for a long time, I had a headlight out. Every time I went to Moorhead, they would pull me over to tell me I had a headlight out. No ticket, just, oh, I see you got a headlight out. You should get it fixed. It's like, yeah, I know. But in Fargo, they didn't give a fuck.
He still had that ticket going and pending or something.
Kind of, and I used to be a hardcore Democrat, progressive Democrat, Young Turks Democrat. Till I moved here, now I'm like, okay, well, I guess I would call myself a libertarian. Because I believe in less government control, I don't think guns should be illegal. I don't think, I think weed should be illegal. I think all drugs should be legal.
Wait.
What up?
He was gonna say something about, can you play it for 2 seconds, and then I want to make a comment.
I mean, it'd be so much better if they could just give it to you at the pharmacy. Then
here we go. So he's a libertarian, and he wants all drugs to be legal and for us to get them at a pharmacy. Well, what does that take? That takes regulation, right? Libertarians are. It's not every single situation, but lack of government. Okay, we need regulation. Regulation is needed when it's smart, when it's intelligent. Okay. Like, he has no idea what libertarian even really entails if he's for legalization of drugs at a pharmacy, because that's regulation.
Then you would actually if let's say you're an addict, you could sign up to get actual drugs from like a pharmacy.
Who's regulating that?
And then at least it would come with like lab test papers, and then at least what you're getting. And Narcan should be passed out for free too at this Walgreens or wherever.
Well, Who's going to pay for
And
that? That's going to be a social service. That's
Yeah.
a social fucking service. Oh, do you like your house being put out when the fire truck comes? Do you like that? Oh, that's a social service. That's a civil thing that people.
That's a nice perk, huh?
Yeah.
Having police arrive when there's a problem.
A true libertarian is against fire services, like a true libertarian would be.
Is this the same area as defund the police kind of thing, or was that something new?
Well, not really. That's something different. Well, sort of. I mean, technically, but not. That's more like a progressive movement, and that's a whole thing. That's not really like defund them completely. That's allocate funding that would go to the police when they're being overfunded, and then allocate that to something maybe like social workers or something. But
okay. See, there's a lot of people that are incorrect about what they think it means, and I think people out there were thinking, it means no cops in the picture. Yeah, fuck them. We don't want them bothering us, and yeah.
People know what they're getting. All these overdose deaths are from fentanyl being in heroin and all that shit. But anyway, that's my wild libertarian views. I might be wrong about that. Meth is a bad drug. I don't know if that one should be legal, but I don't know. I'm just trying to keep you guys entertained, trying to get one more video out. I'm gonna chug this Delta 8 stuff, see if it works.
see, why is he chugging it? Like, why doesn't he just try it out? I don't understand.
Smash that.
Pretty much it's an edible that looks like lean.
An edible.
But yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, videos coming. Trying to stay positive. Taper's going good. Everything's going good.
Oh, really? Is it?
Working hard, guys. Making
he was
money.
down to 5 drops, right?
Had a bad past 2 months. Bad.
I lost track of those drops because he started on 1, then said he's going to go down 1 every 3 days or something. But
remember on his one live stream, he said that he's completely. I'm pretty sure I have that, but I saw that and everything. But he said that he was now down to 5 grams of kratom, like 4 times a day, and then he was down. He's like, you guys don't even know. I'm on 6 drops now or something like that. And so apparently he dropped like over 10 drops. I don't even know what he's on now within like a week. But again, that's a lie. It's just to, say, I told you so. But
well, which one's him going down a drop? He has 2 sets, one in the morning and some at night. Which set is he dropping the drop from? Is it the daily morning dose, or because you would think the ones at night outweigh the ones in the morning because it's so damn many at night?
Well, that's because he's getting high again in the morning. He's getting high at night, and he's taking enough that it stays, and he can still get high in the morning while pretending like he needs it.
What's the name of that? The word for when the drug has a not shelf life, but how long does it keep you high?
Half-life.
That's what that's referred to as?
Yeah, and the half-life of Clonzolam is over 30 hours. So that means that he has 12 hours before he'll start feeling withdrawal.
Okay. So if you do some drops, how many hours will that keep you fucked up or whatever?
People have reported that when they take Clonzolam, that if they take too much, they could stay blacked out for 2 days at a time. So
it's kind of like them hours just stack up. Like he has to literally wear off the effects of how long it's going to take.
And he's still getting high. There's
Damn.
No way that he's not. And he's getting closer and closer to the point where he won't get high anymore. So I've told him so many times, I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I've beaten a fucking dead horse a million times. But
yeah, wow. Okay, moving forward.
2 months, bad. A lot of people exploited it as much as they could just to make me look bad because they hate me. I'm gonna try to do a live on like Thursday, a StreamYards live. It's gonna be badass. We're gonna watch some videos. I'll talk. I'm gonna try to do it around 7 or 8 p.m. because the problem when I do these lives real late at night, people like they're not there because they got jobs like normal people. Well, jobs where they don't get to choose your own schedule. But I like around when it's around like 7 p.m. when like Josh Williams, Ben Case, all the cool dudes are there. MS, all those guys, all my homeboys. They're there around that time. If I get on too late, then I'll just be like California dudes, you know, like maybe like 5 of them. But yeah, and I also got 100 subscribers within the past 2 days. I don't know why. Got 100.
You don't know why. You can thank Sharon for it. All that
why.
shit.
He's bragging about it. He knows
Yeah.
the reason for that.
Like, dude, who are you lying to besides yourself? Like, we deal with you. Like, we know you more than you know yourself sober throughout the day. Like, we can come back and tell you what you've been doing and saying.
100 subscribers the past 2 days, dude. It was crazy, and I have no idea why. But back to doing videos again. And shout out to Burpee and Birdman. Go subscribe to them. If you like my content, you will like Burpee. You will like Birdman. Is there?
Don't you desecrate those guys' names.
Yep.
They are good people, especially Birdman. Birdman is somebody that I've been looking up to lately because he is an example, like bona fide example. He was in the shitter and completely changed his life around, and he's sticking to his guns. I got Birdman's back 100%. If he ever needs anything,
he's amazing.
Like, I wish Mars would model himself into what Birdman did, like integrate those methods and things he did. But it starts with going to like a sober living house, I guess. That's probably what Mars needs to do, but he has a girlfriend, he's got pets, you know, people can't quite just break away from their lives. Like, everybody says go to rehab, everybody says all that, but I just, you know, I don't think this at-home quitting is going to work. As long as he has access to it, he's never going to stop.
No doctor is going to do it. No doctor is going to treat him for that. That's one of the things. Like, they'll treat opioid stuff at home because you can give somebody like a 5-day supply. But with like benzos and stuff, with his drinking, he's going to drink on them. I know. I tried to get somebody off of alcohol before. And I gave them the last chance, right? And I gave them Phenibut because you can withdraw, like it works for like 36 hours and stuff. You can take it, detox, depending how bad it's going. And of course, they continued drinking on it and got so incredibly fucked up. And that's a really big problem. And that's the reason why they don't do that kind of stuff. They're not going to give you a supply because these people will take it in one fucking day.
Yeah. Like, them vials are little. That's why I was wondering how he's not running out of them. Like, is he able to truly get a whole drop?
I calculated it, and he goes through over a bottle a week. He has to.
So if you properly take that stuff by the drop, like it says, it's possible that the bottle could last longer, maybe?
Oh, yeah, if he wanted to take just like, because I think it's I calculated it, 0.125, right? Give me 1 second.
Off with the shirt.
10 divided by 0.125 equals 80 drops. Okay, so 80 drops in one bottle. I think it's 10 milligrams. So that leaves him with 80 drops, give or take. Well, actually take, because what's left in the bottle if he's going to like stick his fucking tongue in it.
Huh.
And if he's taking 26 drops a day, or let's say it's 20 drops a day, that gives him...
Does that stuff make you feel like you're on Xanax when you take it, though?
I think
Is that
so.
the effects? Have you ever had it before?
I've never had Klon's-Lam, no.
This is the most I've talked about it for myself since I've been hearing everyone talk about it for weeks. So I'm kind of out of the loop on that, but...
So he's going over a bottle a week because one of the bottles will only last him 4 days with 20 drops.
Anything else I gotta say? Let's try to make this 20 minutes long. forgot. So with this live, I'm gonna do a live Thursday on StreamYards. I want to do a Q&A, but I also want to. I'm going to attach my email to this video. If any fans want to come on my show and tell their life story on StreamYards,
If
you have
anyone
an
will let
addiction
me
problem, addiction story,
their
a jail
hardships
story,
in
a
life.
prison story, anything that's like tragic, anything
that's
that
tragic.
you overcame and come through.
So he's trying to be like a self-help channel, I guess, or he's offering those services.
People want to exploit, and he's
Oh,
Carlos. He's like, give me
okay.
your tragic story for content for my channel and everything.
That's what it is. Okay. But wasn't he accusing me of that like months ago, or?
No. Well, yeah, but that's not what you're doing.
He said I exploited him, but
Oh no, he's the exploitative individual here.
I never suckered him into saying anything that he didn't want to say. He talked about the same shit he repeats all the time when he comes on. He asked me to, hey, I'm going to come on tonight, all right? I'm like, okay. And then he comes on and he has nothing important to say. I asked him what the big news is, and he's like, oh, I'm just going to be recording more. I'm like, all right.
Please email me. I'll put my email, I'll put my Instagram down below. Hit me up. I'll bring you on my show, and we can talk. You can tell us your story, and if you want to start a YouTube channel, man, I'll put the link in that for that too. Get you some publicity. But yeah, guys, I'd like to start doing StreamYards a lot more because I want to interview fans with interesting stories, like Ben Case. I'd like to hear your story. I mean, it seems like you got an interesting story. Ben Daves.
Ben Daves,
I know
the
you
guy
talk
he
some
talked
shit, but
so much shit about, who was so fucking kind to him and opened his heart up to him, sent him messages, and then he turns around and doesn't fucking like him and talks shit. But now he's so happy to exploit him and have him on the channel. What in the fuck?
Huh. So he got along with him or didn't get along with him?
He did, and then I think that he got sick of his shit and was calling Mars out. Ben was, and then Mars turned on him.
Oh.
I want to hear your story too. You have an interesting story, Ben Daves. So, yeah, guys, please hit me up. Cray, if you're watching this, hit me up. Let's do a StreamYards together. I want to do one a week. Fans, have different fans, tell life stories, all that stuff. Chat about whatever. I want to do some videos about China. A lot of videos about China because they're just fucking us over.
What's that?
Oh, just China, whatever. Typical right-wing propaganda shit.
It's a YouTuber?
No, I think just in like China, like the country. I think he wants to do like exposés on China or something.
What?
Yeah, because he did that
Right
about
now.
Afghanistan. He's trying to talk about Afghanistan like he even knows what's going on.
Oh, like current events going on in the world or whatever. Like news elsewhere on the planet.
I tried to give him ideas. I'm like, dude, fucking do it. I'll help you research. But he doesn't do it, so.
They're pumping in fentanyl to the U.S. to weaken the youth and all this crazy shit. But I'm going to leave it at that. You guys have a good night, and this will be uploaded soon. I'll upload it now. So have a good night, guys. Thanks.
He, when he announced he was doing all these videos, I've got 3 videos to put up. He mashed them all out in one sitting, probably between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. So I would like to give him more credit if he had done these like over the course of the day or 2 days or something. I feel like all this was rushed. It was cobbled together because you got new viewers, more subs, went up, and you got to give them something.
Is he monetized?
No.
Are you monetized?
No, you got to be over 1,000 subs, and then
Okay.
you can't have like too much cursing in your videos.
How do you get to live stream? When does that happen?
Well, you can go live on YouTube anytime, but it's got to be from a computer if you're under 1,000 subs. I think he's using the YouTube like on his phone. I think he's using it as a mobile site. Now, you can go live using that, I think, like because you can use StreamYards like that, but he's not on StreamYards this way, so I think he's using YouTube through the mobile, maybe. Unless he's got his laptop in his car, but I couldn't see that happening. Let's see, he's got this other video.
Are we going to do that one?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't realize it was so long.
Do you want to throw it on? I have not seen this yet. Do you want to throw it on like times 1.5, 175?
Yeah,
No,
last time it was kind of tripping me out because I had a chance to see the video that I did it to last night, but these I haven't seen, so yeah, we'll skim through. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get it started. How's everybody in the chat feeling so far? Let's see. Nintendo brain. We're running at 8 bits, guys. Okay. Everybody in the chat, you still with us? All right, just checking in on you guys. All right, here we go.
All right, guys. So we're back to the making the videos again. So if you guys don't know who I am, I've recently got an influx of subscribers.
This was nice.
My name is MARC. I was actually an associate for the Irish Mafia. Crazy long story. I had actually told this story in the past, but however, when I started my channel way back, I was just starting out, and my speaking skills weren't as good. My storytelling capabilities weren't as good.
Still not.
It's weird when you start a YouTube channel. Like, if you guys ever who don't have a YouTube channel start a YouTube channel, when you look back at your old videos, you'll notice like how awkward and how weird you are.
I'm still listening,
I remember last year, maybe like a month or two from now, I started a YouTube channel. I think I did a video about something, and then I did the first Irish Mafia series. It like completely like sucked. Like the camera was like upright and like, you know, it was like all ghetto and stuff. And like,
well, we had been telling him you need to turn the phone sideways in the landscape mode so that it actually covers the bars for people that are at home watching. It fills the screen more. It gives it a more broader visual. But he's just now like realizing that after months of us telling him this.
Like you could only hear the audio in one ear because the part of the microphone was like covered up and like it looks so jank. But yeah, definitely after being on YouTube for a while, I've started to develop my own character, which is why I deleted the original Irish Mafia series, because I think it can be told so much better. I'm actually kind of in a hurry today. I got off late. My life has taken a drastic turn into a different career short term just to get through the winter. So I've been on a very tight schedule. However, my schedule is about to free up this week. I'm going to start having Tuesdays and Wednesdays off every week. Those 2 days, I'll try to do 2 to 3 videos a day, edit them, and then release them throughout the week. They will be immediately put on Patreon. However, on YouTube, I'll release 2 a week. But this week, I will put up 6 or 7 videos on YouTube. And
Man!
Free.
6 or 7?
The Patreon, which will only be $5 only. And as soon as I get done with the video, edit it, it goes on Patreon. So you guys will probably get 6-7 videos a week on Patreon, whereas YouTube will get 2. But this week, it's a freebie. So I'll try to get 6-7 videos up. I'm going to work hard with my schedule. I was in a little bit of debt. My money's starting to free up. I'm starting to make money now. I'm doing good financially. I'm actually doing pretty good right now. Tapers going well, everything's going well right now. So also supposed to do a collaboration with Bill Stacks, or I think William Stacks, not William Stacks, but the guy that runs Partners in Crime, the Partners in Crime podcast. He's friends. He's on Wise Guy Wednesdays, which is a show that
Wise Guy Wednesdays.
Gunnar Allen Lindblom does. He is like a mafia enforcer. He's a mob channel. when you start YouTube, you usually start clicking up with other YouTubers that you know, are around your subscriber level, because you talk to them, they talk back.
Bar, you can fuck off. I seen you over there every night kissing his ass, going up in there, talking shit about me, saying about how you think you know things about me or anything. Like,
What the
dude,
fuck's going
get out
on?
of here. Matter of fact, no, Bara, you can stay, but we don't give a fuck about what you got to say. So there's that.
When I started doing YouTube, I was associating with Ryan Leone. We talked, we were friends, I worked for him, sent him money, we were buddies, you know. He uploaded some of my content, and then that fell apart, and
Real
then
quick,
I
real
started
quick.
talking
I
to
think-
some of these spin-offs.
What?
No, this is open discourse. You know what I mean? And like, we're not making fun of him. We're critiquing him and calling out legitimate issues. You know?
You might be. I'm kind of here for the laughs, but
Okay. Well, I mean, they come along, but like, it's not making fun of people.
we're all here together, and you know, I just wanted to see the overnight change she went through, supposedly. So this is all new to me. We're watching this together as it's kind of happening, because I was asleep when this shit hit the fucking net. So you can call me a hater, say what you want, whatever.
Off channels like Birdman, Burpee, Little Burpee. By the way, Birdman and Burpee are like my two favorite guys right now. They're killing it in what they're doing on YouTube. Birdman has a badass candle company. And then Burpee, super interesting guy, great content. I can't wait till he gets off papers and he can show his face. But I really love his channel. He helped donate to the camera fund. Just super great guy. If you guys don't know who Little Burpee is, subscribe to him. Most of you guys know who Birdman is, subscribe to him. Those guys never did me any wrong. But yeah, so I started associating like with like Sharon V, these other like drug people, YouTubers, kind of like spin-off channels of Ryan Leone.
So hey, does this mean the Sharon stuff is dead now? The Sharon
Oh my
drama?
God. Well, he did change.
Is it over?
Maybe.
Like after this like interview that we did that he says was, does that mean he deaded the issue with him and her? We'll never know.
However, which my channel is not a drug channel. It's kind of like a story channel, but it's basically just about my life. And I always want to tell my life story. And I did, even when I was working for the Irish Mafia, I was like, someday I need to talk about this. So, a lot of those guys fade away. I talked to, well, I don't really talk to Birdman too much now. But, you know, I'll watch some of his videos. You know, he's cool with me. Talk to Burpee a little bit here and there. I don't really have a way to contact him. However, Burpee, if you're watching this, please send me a text app number or some way I can, or email, a Proton email, anything. I would like to contact you for maybe doing a collaboration in the future. But yeah, so these drug story people, now I'm fucking with these Italian guys, Gun Around Lindblom, Partners in Crime. Gonna try to Bill Stocks, like these mob crime guys.
I feel like he's mentioned them in
fucking with me
the last video
lately,
too.
and we get along great. Me and these Italian guys get along great. Like they talk about how like when they would grow up, you know, their parents and their aunts and uncles, they would speak Sicilian, and it reminded me of myself. When I would grow up, I would hear my mom and her friends, they'd speak German, so we have a lot of in common. European descent, like real European descent. Like I know most people in America have German blood or whatever, but you know, we have real European descent.
What?
Gunner was an enforcer for the Italian mob in Detroit, which is actually more successful than the New York mob, way less snitches. And then I went on to do work being an associate for the Irish Mafia. I will leave news articles in this video for all the dumb motherfuckers that want to
Let's see.
I'm trying not to swear for when this channel gets monetized. I have the watch hours. I think it's like 40,000 or 4,000. Whatever it is, I can't remember. I do have the watch hours, even though some of my videos have been deleted.
They're not
I used to
linked.
have
I
over
thought this
200
was
videos on YouTube.
supposed to be about
I
being
have the watch
laser
hours.
traffic in a redux.
What happened?
He's just rambling on. I was like, wait, are we watching the old video, the last video? Like, it's the same fucking shit.
Yeah, he mentioned everybody in the last one. He mentions everything, every episode. The same shit.
I just need 500 more subscribers to get monetized, which is not really my plan. I'd rather do Patreon over monetization. Just seems better to me. I like it more because then I can talk about whatever I want on YouTube. I don't have to, I can swear, and I'm leaning more towards the Patreon route. But that's way in the future. I'm not going to do that till I get 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my god.
Well,
why not now?
maybe
Why
next
not?
week I'll
Who
start a
cares?
Patreon, but we'll see. But anyway, been messing with these Italian dudes lately, and so that's who I've been linking up with. Kind of put the drug story guys behind. Other than Little Burpee and Birdman, I love those guys. Those guys are my homies. I hope they succeed. I hope Birdman's channel succeeds. But anyway, I had a bunch of stories to do. With the time I got, it's getting late, guys. Almost 4 in the morning. I didn't want to make a video today. I'm tired as hell. I was driving all day today, and there was a huge blizzard. My car swerved off the road.
God.
Like, I was driving on ice. Like, I literally couldn't see a foot in front of me. And then we went on this bridge with the highway exit.
The storm
Like,
coming.
on like one of the ramps where, like, you turn off and then you turn and you go on the highway. The bridge, there was like 4 feet of snow in front of me. I could only see like a foot in front of me with the blizzard, the drift. So I had to do like turn my car around on the bridge, like pull forward, back up, pull forward, back up, pull forward, back up. And then I was driving, and then my car just completely went out of control and went into like a fucking ditch. And I was like, fuck, because then I'm got to call a tow truck. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. It fucking sucks.
Shit.
However, some good Samaritan, some truck just pulled up behind me, turned his lights on, his hazard light.
Yeah, when I was up north in Missouri, it wasn't uncommon for people just in a truck to roll by. If they seen you stuck, they'd pull up, jump out, yank a chain out, hit you up, pull you out, and get on moving. It happens all the time. But at least that's good that happened, because waiting on a phone call would have been...
Lights on, pulled it right behind me. I hear someone hook up a chain to the back of my car, and they just pull me right out. Dude doesn't even say anything. Unhooks the chain.
Yep, see?
Off. I was like, fuck yeah. And I have to wait like the 2-3 hours for the tow truck. But anyway, you guys are here for the stories. So I'm gonna fill you in, Mars gang. By the way, if you are a real Mars World fan, please show some love in the comment sections. A lot of haters, a lot of people that don't want to see me fail or don't want to see me succeed, have been commenting. A lot of jealous haters. But I'm winning at this YouTube game. I'm gaining subscribers every day. I could have been up at 700, 800, 900 subscribers had I kept posting frequently, because when I was posting frequently, I was getting 125 subs plus a month. I stopped for like 3-4 months. When you stop, the algorithm stops, and I haven't been getting that many subs lately. But I'm coming back to YouTube, so videos every week. So here we go with part 1 of the Irish Mafia Redux. I worked for the Irish Mafia 3 times. We're gonna skip the first one for now. That's its own episode. It was only a 2-week ordeal when I was 20. It was right when I met my baby mama. She didn't want me to go. Only went there 2 weeks. That's a smaller story, a side story. May just leave that one for Patreon, or maybe it'll come out later. But the real meat of the story is the second time I worked there, which is the longest time I worked there, and that's the story I told you guys about.
All right, now I can
So,
speed.
This story takes place around, I don't know, 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. I was a young buck, probably I was 23 years old. So to fill you in on my life at the time, so me and I did that baby mama story. That story was a fail, just too much, not enough interesting. But anyway, so me and baby mama lost the second apartment. We lost the second apartment. So I moved back in with my parents again. That's its own story. I'm not going to get into it. A lot of drama. Moved back in with my parents again. I'm trying to work. March, springtime comes around. So I get back into doing asphalt work, which I did asphalt work for 3 years. That was my primary trade. I never liked school growing up because I had a learning disability. I had ADD, which now I think they say it's just ADHD. I don't know what they do now. They used to prescribe Ritalin everywhere to everybody. They don't do that anymore. It's really hard to get like Ritalins, Adderall, stuff like that. Especially after the opiate epidemic, it's really hard to get benzos and painkillers now. It's very strict. Doctors got in legal trouble, stuff like that. But yeah, I had a learning disability. And so the doctors or the teachers would take me out to this outside classroom where there would be 2 teachers and they would give you like extra one-on-one help. However, that damaged my reputation because I was like a normal dude. I just didn't have any interest in school. But some of the guys that would go in there, they were like troublemakers. Some of them were a little slow. And that forever just ruined my reputation in school. I was like a loser from then on. Because of that, you know, I wasn't like a conformist. In high school, I was like an hardcore kid. I would go to, like if any of you guys are from Indianapolis, I would go to the Emerson Theater, which is on the east side of Indianapolis. It's where they had, it's like a grimy, like, venue for like indie music. Like if you grew up from like 2005 to like 2016, indie rock was like really big, like back when the Warped Tour was going. Now when I listen to the radio here, like Black Veil Brides and like Asking Alexandria, they're like on the radio now, and now they're starting to become mainstream just over time, you know, like 10 15 years later. So all these bands are mainstream now, but at the time they're indie. So I would go to these hardcore shows like Carnifex, all that, and you know, it was pretty sweet. And I was pretty much a degenerate, like just a hardcore kid, emo kid, whatever. So high school, I never really liked school. So the college thing never really worked out for me. I think after I graduated high school, my dad tried to get me to go into the Army. However, right when I turned 18, I got this neck tattoo, and I got some other tattoos on my arm. I didn't tell my dad. I worked at IHOP, and I worked at like a landscaping company. I'd work like at a landscape company 4 days, 5 days a week, and then at nights I would work like a couple hours working at IHOP as a dishwasher. And then I had like this online girlfriend from Nevada. She was a cam girl. My buddy, who's been on this channel before, some of you guys may know who I'm talking about, he would pay for cam girls. So one day he comes over, we get this cam girl, and well, like we're just talking to her and we're not even hitting on her or anything. Well, she really starts taking a liking to me. So I'm just drinking my coffee. She's like, "You guys don't want to see anything or whatever?" We're just like, nah, you're good. Because it was his thing. I didn't give a fuck, you know? Well, me and this girl exchanged numbers. And we basically start like this internet relationship, like real relationship. Like I never sent her any money, anything. But yeah, so that's what I was doing, dating this girl. She was about to come fly out and see me, all this. But anyway, I got into construction because I didn't like school. I started out with landscaping, and then the IHOP job, because I still had to go back to do my senior year. The IHOP job I got because I was like, well, if I can't do landscaping because I go back to school, how am I going to afford cigarettes? Because I was already smoking cigarettes at that time, like a pack a day at 19 years old. I graduated when I was 19, but I did graduate early, kind of. But, so yeah, never liked school. So I decided, since I don't like school, I'm going to learn a trade, like a skilled trade. So I started doing landscaping. Did that a few years. Not the highest paying job, not the most skilled job, but what that did was it got my foot in the door to construction, because when I did landscaping, I was like, I'd like to, get into construction. And at the time, I didn't even know how you get a construction job. I would call these places and be like, "Hey, my name's Marcel. I'm 19. I worked at a landscape company for 6 months, and like they would just hang up on me. Like I didn't know how to talk to these people. There's a way to talk to them if you're in construction. There's a way to talk to construction people. If you go to a job interview, don't go in a suit and tie. Go like you're dressed like you're ready to work. They want to hear that you're going to show up on time and that you're not on drugs. Well, anyway, I end up later on getting into asphalt. I started doing asphalt. So I get this first asphalt job, and it paid $21 an hour, which was really, really good for a 20-year-old kid. Yeah, I was 20. Really, really good for a 20-year-old kid. And, you know, it was like $1,000 a week at 20, living with my parents. So I had all kinds of money. And then that would lead into a few different other jobs. All asphalt. So asphalt became my main trade. I loved it. Like, this was the thing. This is where all the money's at. And I moved up the ranks. I started out as a shoveler, which if like the paver, the big paver thing that lays the asphalt on the roads, if there's like a hole, you do the bitch work. You go get a shovel and like you throw it at the pothole, and then the people rake it out and stuff. And like you move up the ladder, but you start just shoveling around and doing shit like that, cleaning the road, whatever. So, me and baby mama are still together. She's living with her parents. This is a while later. I am living with my parents. I get on the Phenibut. Yeah, I think I was on the. Well, was I? Yeah, I was on the Phenibut. And I was taking it, and I was getting like this strong like alcohol like buzz, like maybe even like a GHB like buzz. And I would go to these strip clubs like every day, dude. Like every single day, I'd go to this one strip club, like in Plainfield, I think called Dancers or something. And I would go in there with like, I don't know, I pay my $5 cover charge. Maybe, I don't think I'd buy a drink of alcohol, but I'd have like very little money. And you know,
with the title of the video.
I think it trailed off into a life experience of some sort.
I thought we were going to start doing outlines. I thought we were going to start. Oh my God, this is literally the same shit over again.
At this time, I'm 20 years old. I'm good looking, dressed nice, dressed sharp. And I would just go sit in the booth, and these strippers, they do their rounds. Some of them were around my age, some were a little older. Well, all around me was all these old dudes, like all old dudes. Like just guys that are probably married in miserable relationships, stuff like that. And, you know,
pin hit.
All miserable. So these girls, you see these young dude there that's like, you know, I had my hair combed back, you know, nice leather jacket on, had like fur around it, had slim fit jeans on, like out, you know, had some jewelry on, watch, everything. Looked like I had money. I didn't, but they didn't know that. And man, some of the hottest girls would like come up and talk to me because they would get tired of these old dudes like saying creepy shit to them, giving money for dances. They'd get drinks. They're just these horny old guys. They'd pay them, whatever. Well, I'd sit there every day. And now these girls started to get familiar with me because in the strip club, they do rounds. They walk around, and if a guy is interested in them, they go over there. They act like they hit on them. They get all their money. These girls are like street girls. They hustle them. Which I kind of like street girls because they're clever. They're smart. They make money. But a lot of them were really, really good looking. So
I feel like I've heard this before. Is this part of the redo that he's talking about?
I don't know.
Because he was telling this story somewhere I listened to. It may have been one of the ones he deleted.
Fucking thing. There's nothing different. There's nothing even different about the way he's telling the story. It's just jumbled up and random and irrelevant.
Because, yeah, the strip club stuff happened when he was having an out with his baby mama. This was when he was living somewhere else or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he would go down to the strip club with no money, and then like would they buy him drinks or something? I don't know if that happened.
Because I remember him talking about how like these strippers liked him, and
he
but when he said
and he fucked her, I don't know.
Well, I remember the part when he said he wouldn't, like, about the old men, like they get tired of all the old perverted men messing with him. They'd come and talk to him, and he'd hang out for hours on end and make convo and stuff.
Started to get familiar with me, and there was like 3 or 4 of them. There's one that I really wanted, and I really wanted to get in a relationship with her. because the whole reason I went in there was because there wasn't really Tinder or Plenty of Fish. I think there was Plenty of Fish, but most people didn't take it seriously. So I was going there to like mac on these girls and get into a relationship. So this girl from Louisville, hot, like just sexy, maybe a little bit shorter than me, nice body. She wasn't like super thick or anything, but she was like beautiful. She really had a liking to me. She would do around. She'd come and talk to me. They never asked me for money. She'd tell me about her day. She would hit on me. I'd hit on her back. She'd want to go to the private room. She would like lay like on her stomach and prop herself up like in a sexual position. She'd like give me a massage or like she'd rub my like it got handsy and stuff. But, there's also another girl that was really
It got handsy.
Like really infatuated.
She said she laid out for him, laid back.
With me. I wasn't so much interested in her because she was a little taller than me. She looked really slutty. And I remember the time I showed up for the other girl, and this girl, she had curly blonde hair, and she would always leave a bow. She always had a bow in her hair. I was sitting at my table. I went to go to the bathroom or something. And I came back to the table, and there was like this bow there. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. And she came down, sat next to me, and she's like, oh, we're a lot alike. And she was hitting on me. And like,
well,
you could.
In all fairness, you know, strippers, they have to walk up and kind of engage with you, and they're going to have their little schemes and cons to get you to buy a lap dance, or, you know, they're working, they're on the clock. So all of this information is kind of like, if it seems like he has a way with women, I mean, he probably could be a knockdown guy, you know, when it comes to the ladies, but, you know, they're working. So
yeah, and what they're doing, they're just talking. Okay, so I had this friend. Oh my God, he's not a great guy. He's kind of gross, but he found this girl at a strip club, and he started dating her, and it was this whole ordeal. But like, they just come up to anybody. They're just looking for somebody who they can, I don't know, like get money from. And this isn't every
like a John. They call them Johns, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, the thing with strippers is like there's this power dynamic, and the men think they have the control and the women think they have the control, right? And so they're fighting for it and everything. But I think the person with the money really does have the control at the end of the day. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, any stripper, like if they need to make their money for the night, they're gonna start working hard, if you know what I mean. They're gonna really turn the pressure up.
You could tell like her mouth was like salivating, like she like just wanted like me so bad. Like,
damn.
Her mouth was like salivating.
Salivating over him.
And we exchanged numbers and stuff. There was another girl, but there's a bunch of girls that really liked me, but there was one I was really after. And then there was another one that was probably 37, 36. After that whole, like, with the girl I really liked, I found out she had a boyfriend. So she was just trying to get some side action, or maybe she was lonely, or maybe he didn't treat her right. This is its own story. This whole strip club thing is its own story. But I'm trying to give you guys background about what my life was like before I went to the Irish Mafia and why it led up to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just working, I'm doing the strip club thing. Eventually the working falls apart. And this is what my life looks like before. I'm just doing asphalt, taking Phenibut, and going to strip clubs, macking on chicks, drinking a little bit. Dude, one time there's this dude doing
like any typical
hanging out with me.
20-year-old.
Totally different story, but got to get back to the key points of this story. So, found out that one girl had a boyfriend and stuff. So, and then he'd send messages like, "I'm gonna come in there. I think you're seeing somebody." And she'd be like, "I gotta go," but like she would like text me and be like, "Hey, I'm lonely. Come to the strip club." But anyway, meet this girl. It's like 36, 37. At the time, I was really into MILFs, older girls. I slept with this girl like twice, and then yeah, I think I was still with baby mom, and then we lost apartment. Slept with this girl. We went back to the old apartment. I already got kicked out of there, but she was like, "No, honey, we don't need to get a hotel." I was like, "I'll pay for a hotel," because we were interested in each other. She's like, "No, honey, you don't need to pay for a hotel." She's like, "If you still got the key, you know, they probably don't move people in for a while." So we went to the hotel. There was no furniture in there. The place where me and my baby mama used to live. And we slept together on the floor, on the carpet. I had like scrapes on.
Yeah, this is part of that other video. He was talking about he was fucked up and he needed to take her somewhere, and so they went back to the apartment they lost. Oh wow, shit! And like, I guess because he knew the apartment was still empty and he had the keys, and I'm sure all the furniture and everything was already gone out of there. But classy. Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, from, you know, if you guys ever did missionary on a carpet, it scrapes the fuck out of your knees. But anyway, so that, then like I remember my baby mama called, which she'd be like, hey, what are you doing? Where are you? What's going on? She's like, oh, that. She was like super controlling and possessive, and I have to be like, shh, don't talk. This girl was like a street girl. She was clever. She's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Like she wasn't gonna tell on me, you know. She was a gangster pretty much, but yeah, I'd play it off, whatever. So anyway, month 2 goes by. Me and my baby mama, we're not working out anymore. She's too controlling, too possessive. You know, and you know, yeah, macking on chicks, you know, wasn't the greatest thing to do. However, she did cheat on me. She cheated on me with a Justin Bieber lookalike. I wouldn't find that out till later.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so do you remember that? Does anybody remember that?
The Justin Bieber lookalike? Yeah.
Yeah, I looked him up. Like, yeah, I think he's been on Ellen or something, and like legitimately this is a real dude, and he's actually rather popular. And apparently,
It was that guy?
yeah, apparently, like his girlfriend was like obsessed with Justin Bieber to this extreme level, and this guy came over, and it was like her fantasy, and he has the same tattoos and everything. Like, this is real. Like, this isn't a lie.
Yeah, there's some guy out there that's like a Lil Wayne lookalike. He went and got the tattoos and all that to they actually make decent money to go out and make appearances, and
Yeah.
and people, like, even though people know that this is a lookalike and it's not the real thing, they still kind of, you know, wear it out as if it is the real celebrity. I'm sure it's fun to be in that dude's shoes.
And then I told you guys about how she sucked the dude off when she was working at the call center, and some like fat Mexican guy with curly hair, and like acne, told her
and said that he was like part of some Mexican mafia or something, and he she went down on this dude, and apparently she said that she only stuck it in her mouth for like a couple of minutes, and or like a second. And that was it. And he's like, oh, fuck that. And he got really pissed. I want to hear that story again. It was really funny.
Yeah, we got to reach out to Mars and be like, hey, like, we need to compile like a list to tell him of what to talk about, because there's a lot of holes everywhere, because he's taking some stories here and some stories there, and he's just giving us like skids here and there. Like, we need to get all these ones, you know, kind of laid out.
He's not terrible at telling. I mean, he has some good content. I mean, they are, you know, it's good. But yeah.
Some of his old videos, they were just like, I was like, really? But he still had the confidence to do them, and he was putting them out, you know.
Yeah.
That his dad was like in the cartel, and he was rich, and he'd give her all this money, and like he conned her into like sucking him off. She says she just put her mouth on it one time, and that was it. Super embarrassing, mostly for her, but like for me, I was like, did I just hear that? But yeah, I had to get out of that relationship, trust me. So I end up breaking up with her. Well, my sister kind of gets me to break up with her. She's like, you need to get away from her. She's like, she's tracking you on Gmail, Google. She's tracking everything on your phone. She's crazy, blah blah blah. And she was. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I'm trying to move on. So anyway, I keep trying to work. At this time, I have this problem where I sleep in. I don't know what it was. It didn't matter if I went to bed at 10 o'clock at night. It didn't matter if I went to bed at 9 o'clock at night. I would always sleep in. So I'd work good couple months. And then like I'd sleep in, fuck the whole thing up. So my parents are getting tired of me. They're getting tired of me living there. I've been there a really long time. You know, at this time, I'm already 22. Yeah, I'm 22 at this time. My parents went on vacation. By this time, they're completely sick of me being there. So one day, my sister comes in, and I was supposed to go to a job interview. Well, like the day before, so I stayed up all night. I got drunk. I called at like 4 or 5 in the morning, this asphalt company, and I was like, hey, man, saw your ad, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I was like, can I come in tomorrow for a job interview? He's like, you can't come today. And I was like, nah, I don't think I can come today, but I can come tomorrow. Because I was drinking all night. It was around like 5, 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Really early, actually. That
think I know what he's fixing to say. Hold on.
would have been a red flag, but maybe he thought I was just up for work because it's asphalt construction. And, you know,
Pin hit.
and so, yeah, I think that's what he thought. And so the next day I go to sleep. Well, thing is my sleep schedule's now fucked up. I probably slept all day. I end up waking up the next day at 5 p.m. in my parents' house, in my bedroom. My sister's there. She's sick of me. My parents are getting sick of me. She kicks me the fuck out. Like, she's screaming at me. She's swatting at me. Now, keep in mind, guys, I was a scumbag at this time. I was not a good kid. So before, like, all your comments, like, oh, you're a douchebag, all this, trust me, I would get my karma. My karma would be cunning. And these next year would actually be the thing to end up straightening me out. Yes, since then I may have had some addiction problems and stuff like that, but definitely no like cheating, nothing dirty, stuff like that. But and a different outlook on life. And but I was living my life wrong. I wish I could go back and do things completely differently. I'd be a lot more successful. However, I wouldn't meet the girl I'm with now, so it's whatever. But and I'm sure with a lot of you guys that have been to prison can relate. Your bad decisions led to bad things. But if you let's say if Birdman wasn't a drug addict, didn't go to the halfway house and do all that, he probably would have never met the wife he's with now. So is it really that bad? You know, I mean, yeah, it's bad, but you know, look what the outcome. You know, do you regret it? Maybe. But so anyway,
I don't
my
like
sister,
to
she's
think
just
about
not letting me go. I was like, no, let me stay. We're fighting over the
situations like
blanket.
that.
She's swatting at me. She kicks me out. This is like a 20-minute standoff. She's just like, go, like screaming at me. I was like, all right, I'll pack my stuff. Just let me take a shower. Just let me take a shower. I'm gonna pack my stuff. No, yeah, no. And finally, she let me take a shower, pack up my stuff. I called up my boy Carlos. Carlos' parents sold their house. However, the house was still available for 3 months. So it's just him living there for 3 months by himself. Then he was planning to move to Knoxville, which I would later go to for a week and live with those douchebags. But he was planning on moving to Knoxville within 3 months. We kind of talked about staying there, but I was like, you know, I just want to start a new life. I want to travel the country. So I think at this time too, I was talking to this black chick. We were about to hook up or whatever, and then I was talking to this other girl, you know, because I was like meeting different chicks off Tinder every week and stuff, and you know how it is. But anyway, so I go with my boy Carlos for 3 days. By this time, I'm more skilled in asphalt. I'm not just a laborer. I'm more of a skilled laborer. I call Mike Gorman. Now, I knew Mike Gorman because I worked with him for 2 weeks, like 2 years before. And I always remember telling one of my buddies this. I said, you know, if I ever get kicked out, if this relationship with I almost said her name. If this relationship with this girl doesn't work out,
Miranda.
and I get kicked out, dude, I'm not being homeless. Fuck that. I'm not being homeless. I'm going to call these people, which is the Irish mob. So I called them, and I remember we went out to eat at Olive Garden because I stayed there for like 3 days at Carlos's house, stayed in his room, and I had a check left. I had money and stuff, and I called them, and they were like, "Are you sure you know what you say you can do? Are you sure you can loot and rake asphalt?" Which is like a higher up skill. Because he's like, I have a lot of guys that say they can do everything, but they can't. I was like, yeah, I can. And I was like, I need you to pay for the plane ticket. And then when I get there, I need you to give me a few $100 just to get started. He's like, all right, that's cool. So he books a flight for me. So the last day I'm there at Carlos's house, I was there like 3 days. He drops me off at my sister's, who's nice now because she knows I'm leaving. I'm starting this new adventure. I never go back to Indiana after this. I did to visit, but at this time, I did not know that I would never go home again, and I would not know the tragic and traumatic events that would end up happening to me. Very traumatic experiences happened to me to where I have PTSD about it now. Like, I for real have PTSD over this. Like, for example, over the summer when I was working really hard with Mike doing the concrete, when I get home, I would just get mad for no reason. I'd start thinking about Glenn. I'd start thinking about these things, these people I met, this unfair treatment by the employer, stuff like that. And I just get angry for no fucking reason, especially last year, just mad. I've read that PTSD takes years to form, and when it does, it can be just walking on eggshells, random anger. So I definitely think I have PTSD from that. But I was an associate for the Irish mob. I will put links in the beginning of this video because some of the guys that I was working for have gotten arrested and they are going to prison. And I want you guys to read the article. They are described as the Irish mob. In the article, the Texas Irish Mafia. Irish Mafia is an organized group, organized family.
Yeah, these people,
they are a secret
they got in trouble for like labor scamming or something. Like he told us they were looking at a lot of years in prison, possibly a couple million in fines or something. Like
they were scamming. Well, they were scamming.
All that was like construction fucking scam shit. Because he said it was like blue collar or white collar or something. Or...
Well, maybe it was white collar on their level since they owned a business, but they were doing both, I think. But it was they were doing blue collar work and they were laying out shitty asphalt on people's stuff and then they were sealing it improperly, but they were charging like some people like a lot of fucking money, a ton of money.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man.
Organization that does.
What's up?
Was it in far? Where did this occur? Did he ever like talk about the family? Was it like the? Whatever.
The gypsies, he said it was a huge family of them, and there was a lot of stuff going on with them as far as like scamming and family members were involved, and like once there was an incident where there was a really bad car wreck and some of the family members had gotten tragically killed because they weren't wearing seatbelts because they don't believe in that shit. Mm-hmm. And they were being like tight-lipped to the police about it because they just don't. It's almost like reminds me of like sovereign citizens. You know what that is? You know, like that's how these people were kind of acting. Like they won't cooperate with law enforcement investigations. They won't. You know, they're just basically out here working, trying to make money, and they're going to cut corners if they have to.
Are they Irish or are they gypsies? You know what I mean? Or are they called Irish, the Irish Mafia, because they came from Ireland? They're gypsies in Ireland, like they're Romanian or something?
Yeah, I think the gypsies you would think of, like that everyone, like when they say gypsies, like the Romy, something like that. But I think in this case, the word gypsy could be, and I could be wrong, guys, don't kill me, but it's the
Romani people. The
lifestyle of religion or something like that, or I don't know. It's
because true gypsies are from Romania.
Yeah,
part of the area. They're like Indian. They're like half Indian, and they just live in that area. So I don't know, but then they go over to other. We have gypsies here, like in Kansas, especially. I've seen.
Yeah, but you could be like a gypsy type of any like. Thing, ethic, or whatever.
That's where I get confused, and I don't know enough about it. But yeah.
Criminal schemes. That is a mafia. It can be Irish. It can be Jewish. It can be anything. But so anyway, I get kicked out. My sister, she helps me pack up. Before I left, I wanted to go see this one chick I met out when I was out drinking, and she was a total gold digger, dude. She worked at Jimmy John's. She was dating this dude that was like 50, and like she was total gold digger. And she was like, she's like, yeah, my 50-year-old boyfriend pays my rent. He's rich. I just work at Jimmy John's for like just like her probably to pay for food or whatever small stuff, but he paid her rent. And she had like videos of him or pictures of him like kissing. Like, this is like a beautiful blonde, young 21, 22-year-old girl. She's like making out like with her tongue and French kissing this old dude. And like, she was wanting me to come over. She's like, yeah, come over. Just bring me a bottle of Hennessy. Do this, do that. Bring this, do that. We can hang out for a few hours. I was like, fuck that. I told my sister. I was like, yeah, she's just trying to play you. So I was like, fuck that. So anyway, I had to get up early for the flight. My sister dropped me off at the airport. I was leaving Indiana for a new beginning. New beginning where I would have I would hopefully never come home again. My plan was to go to New Mexico, which we go North Dakota, and then in the wintertime we go to New Mexico or Arizona. And I was to find the mission was to find a female through my travels
I'm
move
looking
in with
this
her, get established in that state, and now I'm living in a state where I never ever thought I would ever live. Yeah, I never thought I'd live in North Dakota. I used to picture North Dakota, like the first time I worked for him for 2 weeks, like 2 years before this, when I was 19, or 3 years or whatever. I was like, what's in North Dakota? I'd hear about the oil rigs and stuff, and I pictured it as like this desolate field with no roads and just nothing for miles. It turned out not to be like that, but I always wanted to live in Albuquerque. That didn't happen. Tried to make it happen, didn't happen. But so anyway, I went to North Dakota. I called in when I got there. I went through the Denver International Airport, and then from there I landed in Bismarck, which is where they were at. I called the employer, Mike. He had his son arrange a cab for me. So I get to the hotel, and I forgot to mention, so kratom is illegal in Indiana. So I was like, fuck, I can't bring it on a plane. I might have been able to, but just to make sure, I didn't want to miss my flight, because if I miss my flight, they're paying for it. I'm fucked. What if they don't let me get on the flight because I have kratom? So I had to leave it all with my buddy Carlos. I had like 6 ounces too, all different nice strains. That was back when it was like a $15 an ounce. You know, this is back in the day. And I had to leave it. But I was like, okay, well, I'll get kratom in North Dakota because it's legal. Well, I fly there. They pick me up. They take me to this like shitty motel. All the guys aren't there. I'm calling them like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, they'll be there in a while. They'll get you a room, blah, blah. They'll get you a room. They'll be there in a while. I sit out there for like 2 or 3 hours. I think I go out to the gas station, get some cigarettes. I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm stressing out because now the kratom withdrawals are starting to kick in. I'm starting to get all cold and chilly, uncomfortable. So I'm calling around these stores, and I'm like, these gas stations, head shops, which they didn't even have head shops there. Head shops got banned for 5 years in Fargo, or in all North Dakota. 5 years, a 5-year ban on head shops because they were selling spice out of them. So the government banned it for 5 years because the spice epidemic. Now there's head shops everywhere where I live. You can get Delta 8, kratom, all that shit. So anyway, so I call the gas station everywhere. They're like, nah, you're not gonna be able to find kratom in North Dakota at all. I was like, fuck. So I had to work a whole 2 weeks, and then I had to order it, and then like around 2 or 3 weeks I get kratom, and then everything would get better for a while.
Fucking cheaper,
But so I'm going through kratom withdrawal. Wait, like 2 or 3 hours.
What'd you say?
He should be ordering it anyways. I can't for the life of me understand why he incessantly purchases like from the head shops and everything when that's clearly lower quality. You're going through a second middleman because he's ordering from someone domestically, and then it's probably super low quality, and then he just doesn't rotate his strains, and he's spending, I don't know, like you can get a kilo for like $100, a split kilo.
Well, where would the best place to get kratom like outlet? Like, where would you go to get the best stuff then?
From online domestic vendors. Like I know many of them, but you can just go on different sites and everything, and you know, but I don't know, like where he's getting it, you know, he's probably spending $300 a kilo, which is ridiculous.
I mean, I didn't start paying attention to it until the talks of this stuff, how it comes up in every episode of his, and it's I started paying attention at the gas stations, and I've seen him around in gas stations for a while, but I never like really looked into it for myself. But all the stuff he's mentioned, I've seen lately around here.
A lot of it's adulterated, a lot of it's really low quality, a lot of it has like extracts, which those aren't even really good. They just, I don't know, like I've never had them, but I've heard from other vendors that they're just really not that great. But what people do is they buy big batch stuff. So they'll buy it, you know, half a ton. And it's just shit. It's just low quality. And I don't know. There are lots of great vendors out there that are affordable and they're not overpriced, and it's, you know, it's tested, and I don't trust stuff from gas stations or head shops.
Okay. Let's see.
Hours. It's starting to get chilly. It's pissing me off. I come back. All these rough motherfuckers come back, and like these rough motherfuckers, like people that look like carnies, like people that look like they're in the Rob Zombie movies, like just like oil rig workers, like just misfits from like all over the United States that found this job who also got flown out like me. A lot of them had meth problems, drug problems. There's prostitutes all over the place. If you guys remember the original story of this, Hollywood having 30 prostitutes in the room at one time. Sex addict. I would end up living with him. He would have like threesomes, like in the room, the bed, their twin beds. He would hang up a sheet and have like threesomes, smoking meth. And like I could hear him moaning and groaning all night. And I'd be like 4 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. And I'd hear, hey yo, Snow, hey, you want to join in, man? Anyway,
going in on this punk. You want some?
I'm like, hey, dude, I need a room. I'm calling the employer. They're like, yeah, find someone. Everyone's like, oh, no, I got kids. I can't have them room with me. Can't this, that. So anyway, they have me room with the worst fucking guy, Dirty Mike. So
Dirty Mike.
Dirty Mike's key got lost. So not only that I'm waiting. Everybody else goes to their room. It's like 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. I'm with this fucking twacked out like truck driver with like hair all the way like down to here, beard, rotted teeth. He talks real fast. He's really angry all the time. He's they fucking stole my key, blah blah. It's a complete stranger, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Like, I'm around these carny strangers out in the middle of nowhere, with like probably less than $100. Like,
yeah, these people, when he would go off on these jobs, he would be forced to have to bunk with them and stuff. Like, they would get the hotel rooms, and then I think this Mike guy, the one he's talking about, was the one that he was talking about. Nobody wanted to bunk with this dude. Like, they'd rather just let that guy have his own hotel room.
Yeah,
because he smelled, left hair a mess whenever he checked out. Like, the sink will be destroyed, and now that I understand, but at some point, they end up sticking Mars with that guy because I think there was no other alternative of boarding for him. I think his money was low or didn't have any, so they forced him to stick it out with him. And I think that's the dude that he got stuck with when their truck ran out of gas one day, and so they were talking about how they had to pretty much wait to get gas, and then this other guy got left all the way overnight until like daylight hit, and they were like stranded or something, or dude was pissed.
Get into the motherfucking room, and his hotel room or motel room, it smelled like sweaty socks that like just sour, like the sour, like sweaty, like citrus.
You can taste it.
Odor to it.
Jesus fuck.
Laundry all over the room, dirty. This fucker shaved his beard and just left the hair in the sink.
Yeah.
Like, shaved a beard, left the hair in the sink. Just that's it. That's all he did. And then he starts making a pot roast. He's like cutting up the vegetables and shit, making a pot roast out of it. He had like a little oven or something. And then he starts smoking his meth pipe. And once he starts smoking his meth pipe, because he probably hadn't smoked meth all day, he starts smoking his meth pipe. And then he starts getting all talkative with me. And he's like, oh yeah, I can do this, do that. So we're having conversation, talking. He starts smoking the meth, and then all of a sudden he starts talking, kind of like when people drink, they'll start talking. And he starts talking.
Me.
I think later on, I just trying to chill out, watch TV. I got Hollywood, a black dude. He gave me a ride to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store, try buying grocery, lunch, and everything. My fucking card declines. And one thing about North Dakota is they got really good Samaritans. So I was like $68 over my limit. And the girl goes, that's all right, I'll pay for it. And she had like some card, she scanned it. She paid for my groceries, so that was a good sign.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy, but that's how North Dakota is. Like how somebody pulled me out of the snowbank today. People here they help people. They're good people up here. But yeah, I'm in this room with this dirty motherfucker, worst roommate. That's why I room with him, because nobody wanted to room with him. Everyone else been there a long time. But just nasty fucking room. Bathroom was dirty. Oh my god, it was just sick. It would make you nauseous. Oh, just like a sweaty sock with like rotten eggs thrown in a microwave, left in a trash can for 2 years type smell, right, dirty carpet, whatever. And then tweakers would come in and out because this guy smoked meth. And I tried going to sleep that night. Eventually he passes out like 3 a.m. I can't sleep till then. It's my first night. I'm nervous as fuck because I don't know what to expect in the morning. I don't know if they're going to like me, not like me. Then this fucker finally passes out like 3, 4 in the morning from his meth thing. And he snores so fucking loud I cannot sleep at all. Just goes on and on and on. And I cannot sleep. And I was like, oh my god, I cannot take this. eventually end up falling asleep for like an hour or 2, 3 hours. But I'm gonna end this video here. Like I mentioned, I was kind of in a hurry today, but I want to get something up.
Damn, we already there?
I'm going to do a vlog after this, and I'm going to upload this, but this is the new Irish Mafia series. The next one will be edited. So thank you for listening. Yeah, it starts off a little bit slow, but it's going to get far more interesting. I'm not going to do these all the time. I'll do one episode of this series a week, but there's a lot of other things, like how I got fired from all 3 union jobs I had.
Can't wait to hear it.
Methamphetamine, the worst drug ever. Don't do it. That video, what meth is like. My mental breakdown, all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to do like one of these a week, because I know a lot of you guys heard some of this, but there's a lot of details I left out, a lot of other interesting side stories. The next episode to this will be, I know a lot of you guys heard some of this. Stop here, and then we'll go to how I met Glenn Taylor, and then we'll go back in time a couple months, talk about Glenn Taylor.
Oh, boy.
And then the story will go back to where I left off, and then we'll talk about how I picked up Glenn from the airport. So,
man, all this jumping is just like he went way ahead for me.
Dude, Glenn is that guy who went to prison, who was like the guy who like emotionally,
the crazy one. I remember that.
What would happen if we could find him?
What do you mean? How do you find somebody like that?
Well, you just find them online out and find out when they get released. Would you want to like do an interview with them?
Hell no. No. The dude is locked up, you said?
I think so.
That's like the only way you'll find him, because I think those kind of people like stay off the radar, because he had like warrants and shit, according to him in one of his stories. And I don't know, he could be doing some time.
So I don't know, that might be fun.
Because he said they started off like friendly-ish, like talking and getting along, and then if that dude had like a mood swing or something, he would go ballistic on him. And like something happened in the car where somebody pulled a prank and blamed Mars for it, and the dude reaches over. They were just riding in the cab, and dude just reached over and smacked the shit out of Mars or something like that. And Mars was like, what the fuck was that for? Like, you know, they didn't know. Mars didn't know that some other workers had pranked the guy, and the guy was just holding it in. He kept it to himself, and then when the time was right, and he just cold cocked him over that shit. And he said ever since that incident, him and that dude never got along. And then he goes on to eventually quit that job, and this is where it starts the exodus of him going home. So,
yeah, that's probably not a good idea to interview him. That's really upsetting, actually.
Well, I'm not that. I mean, I just won't go out there to anybody, just, you know, but man, this episode here, man, about put me to sleep, because we've been sitting and chilling for a good 2 hours. I got shit to do, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Yeah, it was great.
Can't wait to see what else he has on the horizon. But stay tuned, folks. Once again, congratulations to myself. Shit, in this case, congrats to Marsh, too. He almost 500.
Marcy.
All right, guy. Good job. Maybe this will motivate him to do more, and we can see what else.
Awesome.
All right, y'all. Take care, Gray.
See ya. Bye.
Take care, chat. I love you all. Peace.